Good day, Alice. TurboDave here at Performance Corner. We're going to do our GTR series right now and getting some tools. We talked about having to put limited slip differentials in the front and rear of our GTR N attacks. And so actually when I was in Japan doing the training, we had to get a couple tools that were not, available. So we purchased them ourselves, and it was through actually Autobox, or Super Autobox. So it's basically, if you don't know what they are, it's like a aftermarket performance store in Japan. They had a couple here in California, but we had to order these, and this is to check the braking points. You stick them inside like an axle. That's where these go. These are like an axle, and then they have the ends on them, hex. So you could put a socket on it, and so you'd hold it on one side. You could put it in a vise, hold it up, and on this side you could put your torque wrench on it, and you could actually use the torque wrench, to see where your braking points were when you're setting up this is for the front diff. As you can see, these are much smaller. So we purchased these from Super Autobox. This one is for the rear, and we would use one of the old factory ears, or these input shafts, and then we would put that in the vise. And then this side actually made, didn't know we were going to have to do this with this one. I thought we were going to get it once sent to us, but this is a Craftsman, and it was a socket for a rotary flywheel. And I didn't even have time to clean it up. We were in such a rush that day when I first did this, and I never cleaned it up. I just welded on so you can see how bad it is. I just welded on a unclean mating surface and didn't bother cleaning it. So it's not the greatest, but it works for what it did, or what it had to do. So this is just the small shaft that fits into the diff. There's that. Funny story actually behind these. When we went to Super Autobox, we were walking. We had to change hotels for the weekend because we were there for a couple weeks. So my counterparts from Europe, one of them had a friend, and so he took us around. He worked for Nissan there in Japan, and he got us into Super Autobox when they were closed. And he told them, well, my friend told me, he goes, guess how we got in? He goes, they said some very important people were there. And it literally didn't click with me that he was talking about us. I was like, wow. And I was looking around like, who's important here? But this is what we went there to purchase. They weren't even on time before we left. So the gentleman who took us there, the friend of our friend Rudy, he actually sent these to us after they came in. He went and picked them up and then shipped them to us. A very nice guy. So this is what we do. This is for checking the braking points on the front diff, and this is for checking the braking points on the rear. And as you can see, we do have to use a reducer. This is 3/4 here, so we have to use a reducer to half for our half drive torque wrenches, so we can check the braking points on those. Along with these, I've told you about how we had to check the body part, the body panels. So I told you about the fenders, how we have to take the fenders off, and in the hood, and we have to, put them back kind of to stock. We have the carbon fiber front fenders, and we had to put a gurney flap on the hood. So that has to be done off the car. So I got this tool on my own, actually. This wasn't something that they talked about, but this is the gauge I was talking about. So it's marked off, so you can see where you want what your body gap is. And so I would literally just measure it before on the stock, and then on a piece of painter's tape, or body tape, I would write down what the number was next to it, and I would put it either on the door, or usually on the door, because the factory fenders had to get shipped out with the aftermarket carbon fiber fenders to get paint matched. So I'd put the tape on the door, and then I would put the other tape on the hood on the top side because I kept the hood. So this is the body gap gauge, and this notified us, or me, of how much gap each part had factory, and then I would either try to make it better or at the very least keep it the same as factory. So these are a couple tools that we had to use. These are tools that are more specific. Well, this is more specific to just trying to, create a better looking gap for cars. And there's some cars out there that don't matter, but on the GTR, the fit and finish is pretty good. So we want to keep it as close to factory as we can. And these are very specific to the GTR though. So this is what we use to do that. I'll show some other tools. Most of them are generic tools, nothing spectacular, but these are just a couple of the ones that are very specific to either trying to do it better, and this is not a common tool, and these are specific to the Nissan GTR 35s. I hope you enjoyed it. This is TurboDave here at Performance Corner with our GTR N-Attack. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Be safe. Take care. Bye.